Today I'm sharing what might be the best way to use up your Thanksgiving leftovers. I'm making Thanksgiving stuffed shells. So in my last YouTube video, I mentioned that I directed the school play at my local high school this past fall. And one of the traditions at that school is to have a big potluck during our final dress rehearsal week. And one of the students brought Thanksgiving stuffed shells, and I had never had this before, and they were so delicious. I had to get the recipe, and it's quite easy. It's hardly even a recipe. It's just sort of learning what ingredients to put together to assemble and enjoy. So today I'm going to share that with you, and I think you're really going to love it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
The first thing I prepared was my shell pasta. So I had a big pot of boiling water, and to that I added a little bit of olive oil. I find that that is very helpful, particularly when making stuffed shell pasta, because then the noodles don't stick together, because you have to stuff them one at a time so they sit for a little bit and you don't want them all clinging to each other. So I boiled those according to the package directions. And then, of course, at this point in time, I did not have any Thanksgiving leftovers to use yet. So I had to make some. So first I used some box stuffing mix and just prepared that according to the package. For this one, it's an herb stuffing mix, and you add boiling water with some melted butter mixed in, stir it all together and let that sit for a few minutes so it absorbs the moisture. Then I just heated up a container of store-bought mashed potatoes. I actually really love these Bob Evans ones, and half a bag of frozen corn. I just defrosted that a little bit. I prefer frozen corn over canned corn, but obviously use what you have. I also made a little bit of chicken stock. I use this Better Than Bouillon chicken base, which is like a real thick paste, concentrated flavor, and then you mix that into some boiling water. I drained my shell pasta, and then I assembled this dish. I filled the bottom of my 13 by 9 inch glass casserole dish with a layer of the chicken broth just to keep everything moist. Then I mixed everything together, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, and the corn. My brother-in-law, he has lived in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania his entire life, and he introduced me to potato filling, which is a mashed potato and stuffing combination. We have that every year at Thanksgiving. I actually have that video here on my YouTube channel, so I'll link that for you down below. But that's where I got the idea. Instead of layering everything inside of the stuffed shells, I just mix it all together, and you still get the different textures and flavors, and it's just easier to stuff each piece of pasta. So you have to kind of unfurl it and hold it open while you stuff it as much or as little as you want. I kind of overstuffed mine, but they turned out just great. And then I place them inside of the dish. So you could kind of stop here. You don't even need to put the chicken broth at the bottom of the dish. You could just stuff them and eat them because all my ingredients were already warm. But I really wanted a little bit of a crispy topper. So I had set aside a little bit of the stuffing and some of the corn for kind of a garnish. So I sprinkled the stuffing and corn over top and some dried parsley just for a finishing touch. And then these went in the oven around 275 degrees, probably for about 10 to 15 minutes. I wanted them to be hot and also for that stuffing on top to get crispy. And you can see it's golden brown around the edges. It was the perfect textural contrast to all the kind of squishy and soft ingredients inside. And then to top it off, I heated up a jar of store-bought turkey gravy, and that made the perfect sauce for this dish. So these were quite filling. I didn't even have meat in these, and I was full from just eating a couple with the gravy on top. But you could, of course, put some chopped turkey into your mixture as well. Use up all those leftovers. I bought a can of cranberry jelly and served that on the side, and everybody really enjoyed this one.
Shout out to my student Patrick for introducing me to this recipe. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon.